Giving it all we got, giving it all we can, giving it all we got. Oh, climbing up to the top of the world, no fear, we're gonna make it. Everything we want is ours. Whoa.
Hey guys, how you doing? Craig here on the farm on a nice rainy day again. But you know, the work never stops. And evidently, the work today is that the damn pump has broken or ceased to pump. Or actually, no, I mean, it still pumps, but what it does is it leaks, and so it doesn't push the water, you know, into the tank. So I had come out earlier. Actually, I was probably going to do nothing today, and then my wife came up and she goes, "Hey, yeah, the pump's not working." What? God damn it! So I came out here. I thought I'd show you guys, because a lot of guys, you know, if you have these pumps on, you know, maybe you have, you know, you bought a few rye, whatever, you have your house, you have your pump, maybe you're gonna have a pump that goes to the farm area, which is like the well pump, different than, you know, the pump for your water for your house. And I showed our pump before, but the pump, and I'll show you, it was right there. That's actually the face plate of it. That one is not affected. But when I first came out to see what's the problem, you know, I tested it and wasn't sucking up water. Usually that's like an air leak or something. I checked everything. I replaced the pressure switch at the pressure valve at the bottom of the well down there, but there's plenty of water. That wasn't it. And anyway, so then I thought maybe the seal between the motor, which is here, you know, pumps in, gets into the into the faceplate. I thought maybe that the seal between here and there was not, this is snail crap. There was a big old snail in there. Anyway, I thought the seal maybe was not good. So I unbolted it, took a look at the O-ring that was in here, and actually the O-ring didn't really look that good. It looked different for some reason. And so I said, well, maybe I need a new O-ring. Actually, first I just reseated the O-ring, you know, kind of wiped it off, reseated it, and tightened it back up again, put it back on there. Did it? No, it's leaking water out the bottom. And I thought, what? Out of the bottom? Well, you know, coming between the two pieces. And so I kept, you know, I drove to Global looking for the O-ring, and they didn't have it. So I went in town to the guys that sell all the, you know, all the pumps and farm equipment and stuff like that, and they had it, and noticeably the O-ring was smaller than the one I had, because the one I had was kind of stretched out. So I put that one in there. I thought, oh, perfect, you know, it's going to work good. So I hooked it all back up again and tightened it down and stuff, and, you know, started filling it up with water, priming it, and sure enough, it leaked out the bottom. God dang it. And not to mention, when I try to do that, I actually have to cut the pipe. In the first sense, I had to cut the pipe, you know, to get the pump out so I could fix it and work with it, and I had to glue it back to test it. And I've already done that twice, and so I'm like, I ain't doing that no more. And so I knew that what the problem had to be was it's something different. And so what I figured was, it wasn't leaking out the bottom, it was leaking out the back, which is basically here. It was, you know, this is the impeller, you know, sits on there. So it must have been leaking through there and not through the, you know, when the water fills this area, not through here, but it was actually leaking through the seal that's supposed to be in there. So I took the impeller off, and I took the pieces apart, take a look at them, you know, see what's up. And in hindsight, you know, that's how you should be fixing these pumps. If you have a pump that you know, stops pumping, stops sucking up water, and there's not a noticeable crack in the pipe where it's getting air or something like that, then take the pump off and just replace all of the working parts, which are not a lot. I mean, you don't have to replace the impeller. You know, that thing's pretty much bulletproof, stainless steel. But you know, this little, you know, pressure switch, I don't want to say switch, but this, you know, pressure pins that are in there, it's one unit. You can replace that. And so what I saw was, actually this is a ceramic piece that's in there, and if you look, see it's all brown and stuff. That's because this edge, this leading edge of the ceramic thing has been, you know, I can see it's all chipped and, you know, like this and this. And so what I did was, when this was in here like this, you know, it's like this, right? And then this stuff is in there, you know, like that, whatever. And then the plate goes on top of it. Pressure impeller goes on top. But anyway, so I took this off, and I had this just like this. This was tucked in there and stuff. So I just poured water in there. I took some water and I poured it in there, and I just let. Now normally there's a seal, so it shouldn't be going anywhere. And then sure enough, the water went through, so and then it came out on the ground. So I knew it was this. So I you know, pop that off. You have to pop that off too. And this is what I mean about, you know, this stuff replacing, because really I just went to the same hardware store where I got the O-ring, which probably wasn't the O-ring, but that old one was old anyway. So replace the O-ring and replace this whole switch. It comes all in one piece, you know, all parts are in one piece. It's 250 baht for that thing. And now I'll just be able to put that on there, and assemble everything back together and put it back in there, and I'll bet you that it don't leak, because it was leaking out of that spot. So, man. All right, man. Well, and if it does fix it, I will have saved myself, you know, considerable money, because these pumps, these well pumps, these kind, you know, they'll cost anywhere from 5,000 baht to like 15,000 baht, or even more if you want. But it just depends on how far you want your water to pump, you know, because it pushes the water out, right? But they're all rated to be like, oh, 20 meters, 40 meters, or whatever. This one's 40 meters, I think. Oh no, not this one. The other one is. But anyway, yeah. So to replace this pump, this one here, I think was about 6,000 something for the new pump, and so if I thought the pump died, oh my God, I need a new pump, I'd go buy one for 6,000 baht. When in reality, I could pay 250 for this, and O-ring was 40 baht, so 290. So less than 10 bucks, and the pump is brand new, because all that hard casing and the motor and all that stuff, that's all good stuff. You don't have to replace those things. When the pumps go bad, it's these kind of things that go bad, especially if it's made of ceramic, which, you know, you need it to be ceramic, but because it'll push water. But yeah, it's best to just replace the parts. I should have just took it off when there was a problem and went and got all the parts, put it back together, and we'll be done. Instead of taking it off, tightening it up, checking, taking another one off, change something else, check it, nah. But anyway, it was a lesson learned. Now all I gotta do is remember to replace everything. But with this, with the new one, I don't know, it should be good for maybe, I don't know, a couple of years, maybe a couple more years. Just depends on how much use we get, on and off, on and off. I'm still changing this anyway, so we're gonna change the setup for the water. But for now, on a rainy day here in Campaign Pit, I am fixing my water pump, because I need to fill the tanks with the water. All right, man, well, let me get at it, and we'll see if it works. And I'll get back at you. Well, as predicted, boom. running like clockwork. Just replace that whole pressure assembly in there. Now it's a brand new pump, man. You know, I took this apart a couple times over the last year and a half or so I've been here, but you know, the first time the problem really was that in the impeller, sucking up the rocks and stuff or small pieces of debris from the well, they would just basically get stuck in the impeller, and that impeded the flow. So I had to use like a awl almost to pick out a bunch of rocks and stuff. There was one or two bigger ones, and when I cleaned that all up and put it back together, it worked fine. And so that was, I believe that was just the problem there, was that it was the impeller. Why do they call it an impeller anyway? I know propeller, right? A propeller, like an outboard, makes you go. If it's propeller, why isn't it an anti-peller? But impeller, I guess, is kind of like impaled, right? When you like a javelin through you, you're impaled by the javelin. So I don't know, but yeah. So the impeller is pretty much bulletproof, but things can impede it. But for me, I did successfully make that happen. I already filled up the reservoir that I use for cement and stuff, and now I'm filling up the tank here, the first tank. Get some water in here. Fortunately, actually, that's almost full right there. The main tank, the new one that I bought in the house on that side, it's 3/4 full, so it's probably good for another week or 10 days at least. But we did want to fix this one. I don't want to leave it. And it looks like I fixed it pretty darn good. Proud of myself. But now I have to fix this garage that I made quite the mess in, not only after cutting the trees, but I want to put those magnets up there and get this all straightened out. So this will be my before picture. And give me a minute and I'll get her done and we'll see what it looks like. Back at it. Alrighty, well, it's not perfect, but and I'm not finished because I got called to duty. I gotta go do something. But here, man, boom. I think that is a sight better. And I had them all piled up over there. Now I just need to, I probably need to redo this whole shelf here too, which I'm gonna. It's gonna be looking all nice. But for now, boom, turn that fan off, kill that light. Duty calls. Alrighty. I think I worked on that pump like all day. It was in the morning when my wife asked me to come do it. And then I had to wrestle with it so much. And then I made 2 trips to the city to get what I needed. But I got her done. And my wife, by the way, was in the middle of butchering more trees. So I don't know if y'all see this, but when we walk out of here, normally the tree's coming down here. It goes up over there and it goes over there. She chopped all that down with her little handy $10 chainsaw. Yeah, in her bare feet, in the tree, in the rain. Got them skills. And she's, what, she 51, 52? Climb around the tree in her bare feet. Well, fortunately she has good health care. So if she falls down and breaks her leg or something, she ain't got to pay for it. All right, man. Well, another little side projects, things getting done, life on the farm. Wake up, sometimes you got challenges, man. Sometimes you got to fix a pump, and better to fix it myself. I can do that. It's not too difficult. It's only $10, better than buying a brand new pump, right? What are you screaming about, cat? Huh? Huh? Always wanting more food, probably. Yeah, so what'd you guys do today? I think it's been raining a lot around the last couple of days, different provinces up in the north here. We're middle of the country, so, but we're still north, west. Yeah. All right, man. I guess that's gonna be it. So, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed that. Maybe learned something about that pump, man. Fix it. Don't buy a new one. All right, I'll get back at you from here on the Bond Dog.